Daily Schmankerl. Bayern Munich prefers Fulham's João Palhinha over Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi. Newcastle United eyeing two Bundesliga stars. Erling Haaland's agent glosses over Real Madrid links. Juventus strives to retain star duo, and more. Bavarian football works. Bayern only eyeing Palhinha in January, not Zubimendi. Sport 1's carry how via at @imiasamio_gr. There were rumors circulating that Bayern Munich was interested in Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi, but according to Sport 1 journalist Carrie Howe, the Bavarians still have their hearts set on obtaining Fulham FC defensive midfielder João Palhinha during the January transfer window. Bayern are only looking at Martin Zubimendi for the summer transfer window. João Palhinha is still an issue. It is realistic that Bayern will try to sign him again in the winter, but the financial conditions have to be right. At Carrie_Howe, the Bayern week. The cost for any move seems to be at the forefront of all discussions for Bayern Munich. The team will have a respectable, but limited budget for winter moves, so getting the right player will be of the utmost importance. Haaland's agent glosses over Madrid links, football transfers. Rumors have been floating for months that Real Madrid was going to make a move for Manchester City star Erling Haaland, and his agent, well, she did not exactly do anything to dispute the reports. Erling Haaland's agent has spoken out amid reports linking the Manchester City star to Real Madrid. The striker is in his second season for the Citizens since his move from. The youngster delivered a record-breaking campaign last term, netting 36 goals in 35 Premier League games. His brilliant form and tremendous goal record have caught the eye of Real Madrid, who currently have Joselu as their current number 9. Now Haaland's agent, Rafaela Pimenta, has spoken out about the links, refusing to rule out a move to the Spanish giants. She said via COR Sports. Real Madrid links? You should ask Real Madrid, not me. He deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. I hope he's gonna win it one day, but I'm sure he prefers title with his team. It comes after reports that Real Madrid are reportedly making room in their budget to move for a Galactico next year, via AS something football transfers exclusively revealed in the spring of this year, and there is the idea that they may go for Paris Saint-Germain's Kylian Mbappe as well as the Norway international, in what would be a sensational move. Haaland's future has been under a lot of speculation, while there are reports that he has a £175 release clause in his contract with Man City. Mbappe's future at PSG is also under the spotlight, particularly as the forwards deal at the Parc des Princes runs only until next June. Mbappe's future is also being heavily discussed, as the France international only has a contract with PSG until next June, and he is not expected to sign another extension. Haaland is a prized commodity. It would not be shocking for any club with the financial power available to attempt to make a move for him, but Real Madrid certainly sounds like it might eventually be a destination for the Norwegian. Szoboszlai turning heads at LFC, King Casino bonus. Former Liverpool FC player and current pundit Jermaine Pennant is a massive fan of former RB Leipzig star and current Liverpool attacker Dominik Szoboszlai. I think Dominik Szoboszlai can become as important to Liverpool as Steven Gerrard, based on what I'm seeing. He came in at the start of the season and he looks like he's been there for years. I think we will only get better and more comfortable with the club and the city itself. Once he's settled, we'll see his true talents. Ronaldo took a year or two to settle into Man United, and look at him now, Pennant told King Casino bonus. There'll be no stopping Dominik Szoboszlai once he settles. He'll be a vital player for years to come. He's been very instrumental and I'm sure he's one of the first names on the team sheet. His energy goes a long way. He's a huge player for Liverpool. I've got to say Dominik Szoboszlai is my favorite Liverpool signing this season. He brings such a high work rate, and Liverpool really missed that last season. You'll see him press the goalkeepers and defenders, track back to his own box, and he can run until the last minute of the game. I know he's young, but he has such a good engine. He's great on the ball, too, and seems to always pick the right pass. He can shoot with both feet and jink past players on the way. He's impressed me the most. Pennant went further to talk about how impressive it was that Liverpool was able to secure Szoboszlai for just £60 million. I think a lot of clubs will be thinking of how well Szoboszlai would fit into their squad and how perfectly he'd suit their formation. They'll be kicking themselves that they've missed out on him, especially as he only cost £60 million, Pennant said. Alexis Mac Allister is another great example. I know he's been playing number 6, but he's done well. It's always difficult to play in a new position, especially in a new team. I'm sure there's more to come if Liverpool end up getting a number 6 in the future. Bavarian Podcast Works post-game show. Bayern Munich 1-0 FC Köln, Bavarian Football Works. A Friday night tilt after an international break against a desperate opponent could have been disastrous for Bayern Munich, but like they have done so many other times this season, the Bavarians fought through some uneven play on both ends of the pitch to claim a 1-0 victory. Let's take a look at what is on tap for this episode. A gander at Thomas Tuchel's odd starting 11 and what that might mean for some of the players who were passed over in favor of Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. A public service message that you do not need to watch this mess. A rundown of the scoring, lol, as Harry Kane just keeps producing, even though he sometimes appears to be an afterthought in the attack. Stefan Baumgart will likely get sacked soon, but he has nothing to work with. That said, he had his team prepared and they fought hard. This really just a Billy Goats team that lacks talent. Some final thoughts on Bayern Munich as the team heads into the stretch run of the Hinrund. Juve pushes to re-up Vlahovic, Chiesa, 90min.com. Juventus might be starting to sweat that it could actually lose both Dusan Vlahovic and Federico Chiesa just a few months, or both players were dangled as available in the transfer market last summer. Juventus are hopeful that Dusan Vlahovic will sign a contract extension at the club despite interest from Arsenal and, sources have confirmed, to 90 minutes. Juve forked out a whopping €70 for Vlahovic back in January 2022 after the Serbians scored a remarkable number of goals for Serie A rivals, bagging a Serie A record 33 goals in the calendar year of 2021. 90 Minutes understands that Juventus are now keen to tie Vlahovic down to a longer-term deal and have already opened negotiations with his representatives. 90 Minutes understands that, despite this, long-term admirers Arsenal and United are maintaining a watching brief on Vlahovic's situation. Along with Vlahovic, Juventus are also pushing to tie Federico Chiesa down to a new contract. Talks are advancing with Chiesa's representatives and the club are hopeful that a deal can be hammered out. Due to Harry Kane, Vlahovic is not longer on Bayern Munich's radar. Similarly, Chiesa has long been rumored to be a favorite of the Bavarians, but the attacking depth would seemingly preclude Bayern Munich from getting involved in the bidding for the Italian star. Tuchel praises Kane at Haimia Sanmia. Who doesn't love Harry Kane? Well, that is hard to say, but we do know who does love him, Thomas Tuchel. I can't give him enough praise for his performances. It's the first move for him. He's a family man, it's not just a move for him, it's a huge step. It was always clear to me what he was capable of. It was clear that he can do this on any football pitch in the world. Nevertheless, there are so many factors that you cannot expect after such a move. It's just great. He's doing what he's always done. He's a great person and a great athlete, said Tuchel. In UFC to make Dutch move, or maybe Guirassy? At Bayern. Werder Bremen star Marvin Duksch recently received his first call to the German national team and now he has been linked to Newcastle United. Quite a few weeks for the 29-year-old, eh? If a move for Duksch does not work, it looks like Newcastle could also seek to trigger the release clause for VfB Stuttgart striker Sergio Guirassy. Bavarian Podcast Works Weekend Warm-Up Podcast. Season 3, Episode 20, Bavarian Football Works. What a mess of an international break that was. Germany is a disaster under Julian Nagelsmann, but at least Bayern Munich is coming back this weekend. Given all of that, there is plenty to talk about, so let's get to it. Here is what is on tap for this week's episode. Assessing why Germany is a clown show these days, hint. The answer is pretty simple. Looking at why Julian Nagelsmann cannot help himself and is proving all of his critics right. Break out the torch, it is time to light some folks up. A preview for Bayern Munich versus FC Köln. Transfer rumors on Bayern Munich stars Thomas Müller and Leroy Sane. What to be thankful for during this Thanksgiving season.